Couple faces public backlash after giving up their son for questionable reasons. A horrid predicament burdened Micah and James Stauffer after they adopted a child from China. They were in over their heads, and they questioned whether they were the right fit for this fresh-faced little boy. Nonetheless, they documented their whole adoption journey for everyone on YouTube to see. That's why people started asking questions when, without announcement, the little boy stopped appearing in family videos. YouTuber Micah Stauffer and her husband James Stauffer produced videos that share lifestyle and parenting tips, as well as their own family dynamic. These kinds of content creators, called family vloggers, are criticized for exploiting their children for views and cash. But Micah and James, who are now parents to 4 biological children, received a wave of scrutiny after a certain incident had people questioning their motives. The story began in July 2016 when Micah uploaded a video to her channel called Big Announcement, Baby Number 4. On Micah's channel, the couple disclosed they were looking to adopt their 4th child. Micah explained that the United States and Africa were parts where our hearts were originally interested in, regarding where to adopt from. The Stauffers had every intention of letting their devoted subscribers in on the entirety of the adoption process. No, really, Micah uploaded a total of 27 videos to her channel regarding the ins and outs of their adoption journey. They documented everything from fundraising efforts to learning the confusing international adoption laws. And while the Stauffers initially had their hearts set on the US or Africa, they wound up adopting a little boy from China named Huxley. This sweet little boy had special needs. See, the adoption agency informed the Stauffers that Huxley, sadly, had a brain tumor and brain damage. But when little Huxley finally arrived in the United States, Micah and James were met with some disquieting surprises. It turned out that the adoption agency seemingly forgot to notify the Stauffers that Huxley had not only endured a stroke in utero, but also had been diagnosed with autism and a sensory processing disorder. Huxley's list of special needs nearly tripled, and Micah and James panicked. But despite the inner turmoil the couple faced, Micah spoke to the press as if everything was perfect. In a September 2019 Parade article, Micah described the international adoption process as beautiful and special. Is there hardships and hiccups that you may not have faced being in the US? Totally. However, you're giving that child a future that would have never been possible, Micah continued. For years after the couple officially got their special boy, Micah uploaded YouTube videos dedicated to him. The video titled 5 Things I Didn't Expect About Our China Adoption, International Adoption, was sponsored by baby laundry detergent brand Dreft. Brands like Good American, Fabletics, and Ibotta sponsored some of Micah's other videos. They were making a lot of money off of videos featuring Huxley. With loads of sponsors comes loads of cash, and though not every video featuring Huxley was monetized, they all garnered crazy amounts of views. The video titled Huxley's Emotional Adoption Video, Gotcha Day, China Adoption, amassed 5.5 million views. With the help of Huxley, they built their brand. But it wasn't long before the super dedicated fans who couldn't wait to see the newest adventures of Huxley and his new American family were quick to notice the sudden halt of Instagram posts and YouTube videos featuring the little one. In May 2020, they found out why. Micah uploaded a video to her channel featuring the couple looking pretty gosh darn sad. For us, it's been really hard hearing from the medical professionals a lot of their feedback and things that have been upsetting. We've never wanted to be in this position, James began. I think what Jim is trying to say is that after multiple assessments, after multiple evaluations, numerous medical professionals have felt that he needed a different fit, and that, with his medical needs, he needed more, Micah explained, looking heartbroken. There's not an ounce of our body that doesn't love Huxley with all of our being, Micah clarified. Do I feel like a failure as a mom? Like 500%, she later said. When she explained that Huxley was living with a new mommy in a forever home, people lost their minds. The Stauffers admitting to rehoming Huxley created a social media firestorm. Many viewers felt like the Stauffers had treated Huxley as if his conditions had made him unworthy of their time. The years-long bonds Huxley formed with his 3 siblings and somewhat shoddy parents were sadly broken. What kind of person adopts a toddler into a family with other kids for years, uses his likeness and story for profit, and then quietly gets rid of him like a puppy because his special needs are too hard? Chandra Ishert Sanchez wrote on Twitter. While others were more sympathetic, most comments were similar to Chandra's. Writer and editor Sophie Ross always followed along on Huxley's journey, even staying in contact with people close to him. At the end of May, she notified her worried Twitter followers that he was in a great foster home. So apparently this foster family is in the process of officially adopting him, which is amazing news. It sounds like Huxley found a safe and loving permanent home and won't be bouncing around or displaced again after this. Sophie continued on Twitter. The Stoffers still weren't let off the hook. The Delaware County Sheriff's Office opened a case investigating the Stoffers after receiving a plethora of requests for a welfare check on Huxley. The Delaware County Police closed the case once they met with Huxley's prospective adopted parents. Deputy Susanna Leonard relayed that Huxley seemed very active and showed no signs of any abuse from what I could visually see. She continued, when we walked into the office, Huxley's adoptive mother was singing a song to him as he was sitting on her lap smiling. Once having well over 700,000 subscribers, Mika Stauffer's channel has dipped into the 600,000s and continues to fall. While we can only hope the Stauffers live a happy life with their biological children, Kova, Jacka, Radley, and Onyx, many ex-fans have a different hope for the couple. These ex-fans hope Micah and James have learned lessons regarding child exploitation and the cost of making life-altering decisions. Adopting a child truly is a life-altering decision, especially when that child comes from the worst humanity has to offer.